Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got an incredibly robust stack of sources shared by you, the learner, and they all point to something really compelling.
Hmm.
Italy is moving forward and fast. We're not just talking about, preserving the past. We are looking at a country actively renovating its systems.
That is precisely right. I mean, if you think Italy is just resting on its historical reputation, this deep dive is going to change your mind.
Yeah.
These sources, they reveal a really ambitious national strategy. They're aggressively innovating education and culture to ensure relevance in, well, the 21st century.
So our mission today is to unpack these forward-looking initiatives. We're going to explore everything from student-led tutoring programs designed to close the equity gap
Right.
to a complete structural revolution in higher arts education, and even a unique strategy for teaching digital literacy, for fighting the rise of fake news.
And this is a deep dive into strategic reform. What's so fascinating here is that these aren't just isolated projects. The sources show this coordinated national focus on academic excellence, on social inclusion, and, cultural relevance.
It's all connected.
It is. And it proves that knowledge is most valuable not when it's just sort of accumulated, but when it is understood and applied and adapted to modern society.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Let's start with what I see as the bedrock of any national strategy, which is investing in the next generation.
Absolutely.
We begin with a powerful initiative aimed at building educational bridges for those who need it most. It's a project called Compiti at Casa.
This project addresses a fundamental challenge,
Yeah.
educational poverty.
Yeah.
And the scale and structure of Compiti at Casa, they're highly effective.
So break it down for us. What is it?
It's a peer-to-peer tutoring program. You have 840 specially trained and, importantly, compensated university students.
Ah, compensated. That's key.
It is. It professionalizes the role. These tutors provide targeted help to 1,600 lower secondary school students.
So it's a serious commitment. And I see here the program is highly structured. It runs for 15 weeks during the second term, with tutors meeting with 2 students from the same class twice a week.
Right. And they dedicate 2 full hours to them each session. A full hour for sciences and another hour strictly for the humanities.
Wow.
Yeah, that adds up to 60 hours of focused tutoring for every single student participating. That is a significant investment of time and attention.
But let's clarify what the sources even mean by educational poverty,
Right.
because I think most of us, we just think of it in, purely financial terms.
Exactly. But the project manager, Barbara Guadagni, she frames it so much more broadly. She explicitly links it to anxiety, the kind that jeopardizes a healthy transition into adulthood.
So it's not just about income.
Not at all. This idea of material and educational poverty is about the access gap, the lack of support, of resources, and often the confidence you need to succeed and, escape cycles of disadvantage.
So this tutoring is a proactive intervention.
Precisely. It directly combats that frustration and low academic performance driven by the gap. It's not just catching students up on homework, it's building confidence.
And creating opportunity. That commitment to social support, it seems to go beyond just academics, which we saw in this really powerful project coming out of Sicily.
Yes, this one connects academic support directly to developing crucial social and empathy skills. In Palermo, students from the Marco Polo Institute are volunteering.
Volunteering where?
They're assisting individuals who are serving sentences in local social housing facilities.
And they're not just, passing out supplies or something?
No, it's about mutual support. They organize creative workshops, they do shared readings, assisted study sessions, but they also get their hands dirty with, concrete practical activities,
Like what?
like building benches or planting flowers for the neighborhood's public spaces right alongside the residents.
I love that. The beauty of that model has to be its reciprocal impact.
Oh, absolutely. It eases the reintegration process for the individuals serving their sentences, of course. But for the students,
Yeah.
the effect is profound.
Just a quote from one of them.
Yes, the 18-year-old Salvatore. He said the experience changed his whole view. It taught him that, and I'm quoting him here, even those who make mistakes, if they want to, can make amends.
Wow.
You just can't replicate that kind of lived experience in a classroom. It fosters a depth of social and empathy skills that traditional schooling really struggles to teach.
It's a wonderful example of applied knowledge. And it seems that commitment to social equity is matched by a commitment to academic excellence, particularly in the arts.
Right, so let's shift our focus completely now. We're moving from secondary school support up to the structures of higher education.
And we really need to talk about the sweeping reforms happening in higher artistic, musical, and dance education. It's known as AFAM.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just an update. The sources actually describe it as a revolution, a massive regulatory intervention.
It is massive. And for a global audience, you have to understand the old structure. Italian higher arts ed has historically been really fragmented,
Right, you had the fine arts academies separate from the music conservatories, separate from drama and dance academies.
which made interdisciplinary work and, frankly, just hiring faculty incredibly complicated.
And the central goal of this reform is to rationalize all of that, to eliminate those institutional distinctions.
Exactly. So instead of separate silos, the government is introducing common, interdisciplinary, and even transdisciplinary sectors.
And this is critical. They're making sure that the hiring of professors and researchers is standardized, just like it is in traditional universities.
This reform does two huge things. One, it clarifies the national artistic qualification, giving it global consistency. And two, it allows the disciplines themselves to be fundamentally updated for the 21st century.
Okay, so let's get specific. How do you update an ancient discipline like, say, painting?
Well, it's being redefined to include both traditional and highly technological aspects, like using new materials. And the professional profiles they're training for now include specialists in street art and sacred painting.
Fields that have huge cultural relevance but might have been overlooked before.
For sure. But here is where the revolution part becomes tangible. It's the blending with technology and AI.
Okay, so what does an AI and integrated fine arts curriculum actually look like? Are students just, using generative design programs, or is it something more?
It's a combination, but the focus is on merging the tools of the past with the tools of the future. The sources emphasize AI's role not just as a creative tool, but as a catalyst for understanding scale and possibility.
So they're not viewing AI as a threat to classical art.
Quite the opposite. They're teaching students to use AI in creative processes, in data analysis for design, even in preservation modeling. It's seen as this endless possibility that can generate true innovation.
That vision is mirrored in how they're expanding the role of art in psychological well-being. Art therapy and music therapy are well known.
Right.
But this reform is adding new profiles in drama therapy and dance therapy.
And that is a huge acknowledgement that the arts aren't just cultural commodities. They are essential tools for mental and psychological health. By including drama and dance therapy, the reform is training specialists to enhance the role of the arts in patient rehabilitation.
The seamless blend of tradition and modernity, it's just perfectly reflected in our next source, the global academic triumph of La Sapienza University of Rome.
Yes.
You really do have to master the past to redefine the future.
Absolutely. And the sources reveal this remarkable, sustained success story. La Sapienza is, once again, the world's #1 university in classics and ancient history.
And that's according to the QS World University Rankings for 2025. And they've held this top spot for how long?
For the 5th consecutive year, with a near-perfect score of 99.1.
A score like that just doesn't happen by accident. What drives that kind of performance?
It's largely driven by academic reputation, employer reputation, and research citations. A 99.1 score means La Sapienza is seen by peers and employers as the definitive global leader in this field.
And the national context looks great too. Italy ranks 7th globally for the total number of entries in these rankings.
And it holds the second highest number of placements in the global top 10 by subject in the entire EU, right behind Germany. So Italy is punching way above its weight.
And La Sapienza itself, it's not a single subject specialist, is it?
Not at all. It shows incredible multidisciplinary strength. It excels across 46 disciplines. It's 40th in the world for arts and humanities generally, 61st in natural sciences, and very impressively, it's in the top 100 for engineering technology.
The rector made the point that Rome's heritage makes it the ideal setting to excel in Latin and ancient civilization.
And it proves that deep foundational rigor in the humanities can coexist with, and maybe even fuel, success in technical and scientific fields.
That kind of rigor, that mastery of verification and analysis you get from classics, is exactly what's needed when we transition to the practical skills of the digital age.
Yes.
Which brings us to this crucial national challenge of critical thinking and, well, fighting disinformation.
And for that, we turn to the project Meet Me at School. And the context for this initiative is, frankly, alarming.
I saw the stats from the European Parliament's Youth Survey 2024. Young Europeans say they frequently encounter fake news.
But the underlying problem is even more startling. The professor leading the project, he cited this specific issue. 1 in 3 students cannot distinguish scientific information from pseudoscience and is unable to tell reliable news from fabricated stories.
1 in 3.
1 in 3. And if you can't tell the difference between a peer-reviewed study and some random post, you can't participate responsibly in a democracy. It's that simple.
So what's the solution here? It can't just be another lecture.
No, and it isn't. The solution here is highly active. It targets 2,000 students in Lombardy, from primary all the way up to high school, and it's an interactive 2-hour session where the student becomes the detective.
Okay, paint a picture of that detective work for us. What are they actually doing?
They get 5 news stories, a calculated mix of true, false, and really misleading content.
Okay.
And crucially, they're given computers and total freedom to browse and verify the claims, just like they would in real life. They have to search, cross-reference, evaluate everything.
Which means they're encountering the real-world frustration of trying to find the truth.
Exactly. Then, in the second hour, the whole class reflects on their research. They analyze how they built their evaluations, and they scrutinize the limitations in their own reasoning.
So it's about metacognition, thinking about how you think.
That's the key. The goal is to help students understand the factors influencing their decisions. The facilitators teach them about cognitive bias, why you might accept info that fits your beliefs, even if the rational basis is weak.
And why you might resist facts that contradict your worldview.
It's the only way to genuinely foster critical thinking and a culture of, responsible information.
We've seen critical thinking applied to digital literacy, academic rigor applied to arts reform. Now let's look at how this fusion of tradition and modernity is driving regional cultural identity,
Right.
specifically with the selection of Pordenone as the Italian capital of culture for 2027.
Pordenone, which is in Friuli, Venezia Giulia, won this prestigious title, and it comes with a €1 million contribution for its project, Pordenone 2027, a city that surprises.
And the jury's rationale was very specific, wasn't it?
Extremely. They praised the dossier for proposing an innovative, inclusive model that combines tradition and modernity, but more importantly, it frames culture as a driver of sustainable development.
They also noted the strong integration between cultural institutions, the university, and community groups.
This isn't just about a calendar of events, it's a strategic economic move. And the local reaction, through the mayor, perfectly illustrates the profound impact of this title. He talked about how it repositions Pordenone on the, quote, collective imagination map.
Moving past what, old stereotypes?
Exactly. Historically, Pordenone might have been known for its military barracks, or, in the local dialect, the single-minded pursuit of money, of shay.
Ah.
This title helps them reveal a new identity, one that successfully combines culture and business, bridging what was always seen as this deep divide. It shows an unexpected cultural vitality that's seamlessly integrated into their industrial and academic structure.
That is just a phenomenal synthesis of everything we've looked at today. We started with social tutoring to lift up the next generation. We explored a fundamental revolution in arts education, blending classical disciplines with AI, celebrated the ongoing global excellence in classics.
Right.
And we finished by detailing how Italy is fighting disinformation and repositioning regional identity by combining culture and business.
The common thread, across all your sources, is a strategic national effort to adapt Italy's deep cultural and intellectual heritage to modern technological and societal challenges.
The focus is squarely on the future.
It is. It's on shaping the future. One who is socially aware, critically adept in the digital age, and trained to merge that artistic tradition with technological potential.
It seems the national formula for future success is this strategic fusion of opposites. You have the AFAM reform blending ancient art with AI, and Pordenone successfully bridging culture and business.
Which raises a really important question for you, the learner, to mull over and explore further.
Go on.
If this fusion of classical heritage with emerging technology is the key strategy, what new industries or academic disciplines, built on blending unique aspects of Italian heritage like opera or high design, or ancient philosophy with tech like machine learning or VR, what new things do you think will be recognized in the global rankings or successfully exported as a new economic model, say, 5 years from now?
A fantastic question.
Because that's where the next great Italian revolution is waiting.